Play for somebody today. Now you can play for somebody in the stands that you know is there. All right? Play for each other. Play for some, play for somebody who's long lost. Play for Charlotte. But play today.
I just want to be given the chance.
You were the pioneers that built women's football.
The opportunity to succeed. Or even to fail.
You are the league of their own.
Figure out what the you need to do mentally to be able to sacrifice everything for the girl next to you.
You better knock the shit out of it.
Put the hurt on them first. Keep them on the ground. Stick your foot on their throat.
Welcome to LFL Football Night. It's the Vegas Sin battling the Seattle Mist. Hello, LFL fans. Mitch Mortaza joining you alongside Bobby Huco. A little bit later, Audra Marie reporting down on the field. Bobby, here we are in the Western Conference, Seattle versus Las Vegas. These are two teams chasing the first place LA Temptation.
Absolutely. For Seattle tonight, they have to open that barn gate and let out that bull. STEVI, the top running back, I think, in the league. She averages over 5 yards a carry right now. And tonight against that weak Vegas defense, might step up the average a little bit more. On the defensive side, they have two stud defenders. Strong safety, Lily Granston. She gets after it. Great instincts. And in the middle, the 5-year veteran, Danica Briggs. The heart and soul of this defense. Look forward to her playing tonight.
An impressive Seattle team. They're 1-1, looking to go to 2-1 tonight. On the other side of the ball, you've got the Vegas Sin coming in at 0-1. Normally not impressive at 0-1. This was a team that had a great game, great debut game against Los Angeles at the Coliseum. Now they're really riding that horse. The rookie phenom at running back, Dominique Malloy, who had just an explosive game against Los Angeles, did get a bit dinged up. She's back to 100% health. They're expecting her to return to form tonight. And then still on the offensive side of the ball, you've got Cynthia Schmidt, the lanky 5'11" wide receiver. She struggled to get out of the gate this year. She was held in check against Los Angeles. They're looking for her to break through tonight. But the real Achilles heel on this Vegas Sin team has been their defense. They've given up a ton of yards against Los Angeles. They really need a leader to step up. Could that leader be Ty Embry, the free agent pickup from Australia? We saw film on her, very impressed by her. So we sent Audra Marie to Vegas to sit down with the free agent pickup from Australia.
Ty, you're over 8,000 miles away from home. Tell me, what's driven you and other Aussie athletes to come to the States to play for the LFL?
For me, LFL it was a life-changing sport, and there's no better place to come and learn American football than coming to America. People eat, breathe, and live through football here, and the training is what I call the NASA of sport. So being able to come over here and train with some of the best, compete with some of the best, and be able to train under the best roofs, there's just nothing that beats it.
Is there a difference between the play of LFL Australia versus LFL USA?
Definitely. The females here play with complete pure heart and passion, and that's not to say back home they don't, but there's just an element of seriousness. People know that they're going to war here, and they play like that. They play hard, they play aggressive, they play a lot. They play just a lot harder than what's happening back home, a lot faster. Yeah, the girls here are they're top notch.
Dedication, courage, and commitment. Those are the words that came to mind after meeting with Ty Embry. She left Australia with no real guarantees in the States, not even the guarantee of making the team. She felt the risk was well worth the potential reward of playing LFL in the States and making some incredible memories along the way. That risk certainly paid off, as now she's one of the leaders of this Las Vegas Sin defense. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Audra, and that sets the stage. It is the Seattle Mist battling the Vegas Sin. Kickoff is next. Back to LFL Football Night. It's the Seattle Mist versus the Vegas Sin in a vital Western Conference matchup.
Absolutely, Mitch, especially now that LA's quarterback Ashley Salerno was out with an injury. This is a huge game for Vegas and Seattle.
LA obviously at the top of the Western Conference at 2-1, and that is the opening kickoff. Sailing past Jessica Hopkins. And now Hopkins claiming a little deflate gate. That ball looked a little deflated, Bobby.
That ball was deflated. Vegas starting out early trying to get an advantage.
And now the 5'2" KK-MATHENY leading the Seattle offense.
Megan Hansen, center. Deanna Shaper-Cotter, your tight end.
Danica Brace, tight end.
Bryn Renda, wide receiver. Jessica Hopkins, wide receiver. Stevie SCHNOOR, running back.
KK-MATHENY, your quarterback.
KK-MATHENY is the key tonight. I'm really impressed, Mitch, how she controls this Seattle complex offense.
And to have learned it so quick, being signed in the offseason. Now this is KK-MATHENY rolling right and finding her intended receiver. That pass intended for Lily Granston, who's been big for Seattle on the defensive side of the ball, now making a play as a wide receiver.
This is what KK gives you. She can come out of the pocket, got great pressure up front, got out of there, completed pass to Granston.
That completion sets up a 2nd and 1 now. Inside handoff, Lily Granston. So Granston coming up big through the air and on the ground. And now Seattle in a bit of a hurry-up offense. Ball already out to the Seattle 24-yard line.
Kind of surprising that Stevie SCHNOOR is not in the game right now. Granston started at running back.
Granston and Jessica Hopkins in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolling right as MATHENY looking to the corner in the end zone. And that's Bryn Renda. Even at 5'9", not being able to get to that ball. But great effort by Renda.
Little boot action here. She throws the ball late. Renda was open. Should have been a touchdown. Renda almost pulls it in. Wow, falls over the boards.
When they say it's the ultimate live fan experience, they mean it. A great extension play by Renda, not able to come down with it. Now MATHENY back to pass under heavy pressure. And that looked like Bryn Renda stepping up and saving the interception. A late hit from Vegas, no flag.
Watch the pressure by Brittany Demery coming right up the middle, putting serious heat on KK-MATHENY.
Brittany Demery, part of a defensive end package, and you're looking at the other one, Kim Jack, that they brought in as free agents in preparation for this game. Both very accomplished. Brittany Demery with the Omaha Heart, and Kim Jack with the Baltimore Charm. Now a 3rd and 10 play, ball at the 17. Inside handoff, that ball is loose. And what a vital turnover. We talked about her Kim Jack recovering, and the Vegas Sin have life.
I'm really surprised Stevie SCHNOOR is not in the game. Granston's a great athlete, but she didn't have a pocket there for the handoff. There was nowhere for KK to put the ball. What a chance here for Las Vegas.
A big blowing opportunity for Seattle after its offense had its way all the way to midfield. Absolutely shut down. Now Michelson talking to MATHENY.
I know. Let's see like this.
You got to hit that slant or that post corner. It's so wide open. I mean, quicker. You're waiting way too long.
I did.
It is wide.
Yes, sir. I know.
Coach Michelson is right on right there. KK-MATHENY should have had a touchdown pass to Bryn Renda. She waited too long and the ball went in the stands.
And now we will get our first look at the Vegas offense, who had an impressive debut against Los Angeles at the LA Coliseum, and that is SINDY-GUMMINGS. You can see her numbers in the game against Los Angeles. There's a handoff. That is Dominique MALOY, who has been an absolute bright spot for this offense.
What a phenomenal athlete. She was an All-American track star at Arizona State.
MALOY had an impressive game against LA, and you can see her speed finding creases. That is one of her strengths. She finds the hole and gets to it. A north-south runner. And SINDY-GUMMINGS absolutely loving having a weapon like MALOY in the backfield. Now a 2nd and 5 handoff again to MALOY, not this time. That's Megan Hansen coming up from the corner position. A very physical Seattle defense.
That's how you stop MALOY. Come off the edge like that. You get to her before she make that first cut. Boom. She can't make that first cut. Hansen grabs her and stops her for a loss.
And that'll set up now a 3rd and 7. Ball at the Las Vegas 20-yard line, and we are still notched up at 0. And the Vegas Sin coming into this one, a heavy underdog, a 7-point underdog. Now a 3rd and 7 for the #1 ranked offense in the game. The Vegas Sin, fake handoff. Cummings rolling right, looking over the middle, and that'll go incomplete.
I'm not real sure why Vegas went with a play-action pass, 3rd and 7. You're not fooling anybody.
And now we will meet the starters for Vegas.
Kia Perry, center.
Brittany Demery, tight end. Kim Jack, tight end.
Brittany Henderson, wide receiver.
Cynthia Schmidt, wide receiver.
Dominique Malloy, running back.
SINDY-GUMMINGS, your quarterback.
The key for Vegas tonight is going to be running back Dominique Malloy. She has to play big tonight to open up that passing game for quarterback Sydney Cummings.
Now a 4th and 7 play for this Vegas offense. Cummings dropping back and nothing doing, heavy pressure. The ball went loose, but they're going to call her down. The pressure being applied by Katie Whelan, one of the impressive rookies.
This explosive Vegas offense came out real slow tonight. No protection. A bad play right there by Cummings, just throwing the ball on the field. That should have been a fumble.
Is an incomplete forward pass.
Wow.
4th down was not gained. 1st down, Seattle.
Unbelievable. It did not look like Sydney Cummings' arm was moving forward. That, in all intents and purposes, should have been a fumble.
It was a fumble. Cummings, you can't blame her. It was 4th down and 7. She was trying to make something happen. You don't do that, but she thought she'd get the ball out to a teammate, but Seattle got the ball anyway.
That's an excellent point. And now we've got Seattle with the hurry-up offense. And Vegas thoroughly confused on the defensive side of the ball with only 6 defenders, having to call a timeout. And that'll bring us to a break in the action. It has been an absolute physical Western Conference battle, and we are notched up at 0. Love all the hard-hitting action of LFL on Fuse? Catch it live and in person at an arena or stadium near you. Friday, July 3rd, the LFL returns to Seattle to the SCHNOOR Center. On Friday, July 10th, back to Atlanta at the Gwinnett Arena. Find out why it's every fan's ultimate live experience. Back to LFL football night here in the first quarter. It has been a competitive, tough battle thus far. As the Seattle offense now taking over, it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the Las Vegas 20-yard line. As KK-MATHENY looks over that defense. From the shotgun, Matheny back to pass, left flat, finding Jessica Hopkins. Actually, that is Danica Brace, the all-fantasy middle linebacker, putting some time in at tight end.
Matheny finds Brace. Watch this. She destroys Tamar Fennell, who's an all-fantasy player, just runs flat over her. Wow.
One of the more physical players in the history of the game, Danica Brace. And boy, has she had a career starting out here in Seattle. Played here for nearly 4 seasons, then moved to Las Vegas. So a bit of rivalry here, and then returning here to Seattle in hopes of hoisting a Legends Cup trophy here at the end of the season. Now a 1st and goal, ball at the 9-yard line. That's Lily Granston in motion. Bad snap. Getting it away is KK-MATHENY, and out of the back of the end zone. Now, wait a minute. They're going to call this a score. Apparently, the ball just sat at the top of the boards. And in the LFL game, that is a live ball, and the savvy veteran Jessica Hopkins just nabbing it off the boards.
What an athletic play by quarterback KK-MATHENY. Picks up the snap, takes a wicked hit, and gets the ball out to Hopkins for a touchdown. She's taking some serious heat up the middle, but she hangs in the pocket, delivers a strike. Bam! What a hit.
That is a savvy veteran keeping that play alive. Megan Hansen, the center, who has struggled this year. And we've got our first challenge of the night. Head coach Willie Garrett feels that was not a catch at the back of the end zone. And we're going to take a second look at this.
It's actually a good challenge, but the rule is if it sits on top of the wall, that is a live ball. Great play by Jessica Hopkins. That's going to be a touchdown, Seattle.
Head referee Jeremy Hike and his crew looking at this again.
You dropped it, or that you didn't? That the wall's not in play? Oh, the wall's in play. Wall's in play. Yeah. Wall's live.
Coach Michelson giving his ruling early, saying the ball was in play.
The ruling of a completed catch is confirmed. The ball bounced off the wall, which is live. Therefore, with 2-foot possession, touchdown Seattle. Las Vegas is charged their second timeout of the half.
Not a great start for Coach Willie Garrett and his Las Vegas Sin. They recovered an early fumble but couldn't capitalize. Seattle came right back with the veteran KK-MATHENY and a great play by Jessica Hopkins.
And now Seattle going for the 1-point conversion. Ball at the 1-yard line. That is going to be a sweep right play. Nobody out there. That is STEVI SCHNOOR just walking into the end zone. That will give Seattle an early 7-0 lead.
Cornerback Kelly Campbell could have come off the edge and stopped SCHNOOR, but she went backwards. Not a good play.
And that is our first score of the night. The Seattle Mist starting to assert themselves. Back to LFL football night, the Seattle Mist and the Vegas Sin. Seattle with an early 7-0 lead as we get our second look at this Vegas offense.
Vegas didn't come to play tonight. They're not ready. They are not sharp. They're sloppy. They got to pick it up a little bit.
To their defense, they've had a lot of pickups this week, bringing in Kim Jack, Brittany Demery, and keep in mind, even the base hasn't been together that long here in Vegas. And now Brittany Henderson in motion at the top of the screen. That is a toss in the flat, just missing Kia Ramos. And you can see there's a bit of struggle between those two as Ramos has not had a lot of practice time.
Not a good play by Cindy Cummings. Ramos was open. Cummings hurried to pass and just simply overthrew her.
That is one of the challenges of Cindy Cummings this season. She showed up out of shape, as you can clearly see there. She is admitted to being in the worst physical condition of her athletic career. And that has really hurt her with her mobility. Now back to pass in the shotgun, finding an opening over the middle, trying to lay the wood on Megan Hansen. Hansen having none of it. And that'll be a 3-yard carry for Sydney Cummings.
Cummings tried to get away from Megan Hansen, but just didn't have the speed. You're right, though. She was in tip-top shape. There's a hole here, bam, go. But she can't outrun Hansen, and she gets clobbered.
And now a 3rd and 7. Ball at the Vegas 18-yard line, and you got to factor here, this Vegas team, specifically this offense, has got to keep pace with the high-powered Seattle Mist.
I'm kind of shocked right now. This is an explosive offense. She has one of the best arms in the LFL. We haven't seen anything tonight so far.
They have a lot of new personnel. You could see lineups. There's a lot of confusion. That's Dominique Malloy, uncertain of where to line up. Now to the top of the screen, and the snap goes over the head of Cummings. And that is no effort for Cummings to recover. And now a bit of frustration from number 7. Now let's see what the call on the field is. This could be a score for Seattle.
I think it is a touchdown. Just a terrible play again by Las Vegas. You can see Cindy Cummings is just frustrated. Danica Brace nails her. A bad snap by Pia Perry. Ball goes back in the end zone. Not a whole lot of hustle there. She gets crushed by Danica Brace. That's going to be a touchdown for Seattle.
Indeed, that is a score for Seattle. And that is a frustrated 20-year-old quarterback in Sydney Cummings. And now we're going to get an official word.
The ruling on the field is that the ball was fumbled into the end zone, recovered by Seattle. Therefore, Seattle's touchdown.
Head referee Jeremy Hike confirming it. And that'll extend Seattle's lead to 13-0. Vegas in an early hole now.
Vegas did not come to play tonight. They just looked sloppy on offense and defense. Seattle's not playing that great, but the Vegas defense and offense didn't show up.
Now the extra point attempt, ball at the 1-yard line. Ren Renda flanked out to the right side. That is KK-MATHENY's favorite target. They're going to keep it on the ground. Again, a right side sweep play to STEVI SCHNOOR. And Schnoor getting into the end zone.
Again, it's just a basic play. They give the ball to Schnoor. The corners don't come off the edge. So again, she goes right into the end zone.
Schnoor showing a lot of power. And we've got her teammate, Danica Brace, mic'd up.
You know you ain't clear to play? Yes, exactly, I don't. I don't know you. My point exactly. Death A, listen, they're still talking shit. Shut them the fuck up. Death A, ready.
There is no love lost here. Of course, Danica Brace used to play for Las Vegas. She, quote, retired, and now she's back playing for Seattle. They don't like her much right now at all.
And now the Vegas offense taking over from the 15. That's Dominique Malloy getting to the outside and absolutely outrunning the entire Seattle defense. Malloy breaking free for a 35-yard touchdown run.
A great design play, one-on-one. All she has to beat is Lily Grant, and bam, you can't catch her one-on-one. She runs like a video game, just sprint by the entire Seattle team. Wow, that incredible run by Malloy.
Clearly a Rookie of the Year candidate. The 5'2" running back out of SeaTac, Washington. Malloy getting Vegas back into this game. Now the extra point attempt, a bad snap. I'm not sure if SINDY-GUMMINGS didn't pull out too early. So the score will remain 14-6. Seattle in the lead.
You can tell how explosive this offense is, but there we have it again. SINDY-GUMMINGS making a rookie mistake. You got to stay in there, especially in the goal line. Give some pressure and get the football first. You can't play without the football, Mitch. Write that down.
That'll bring us down to the end of the first quarter. Seattle impressively up 14-6 on the road, behind great offensive firepower and a little bit of luck. Back to LFL football night, second quarter action. As the Seattle Mist take to the field, we're going to get a look at the 2015 stats for KK-MATHENY.
You can see right there, she has a great touchdown to interception ratio. 7 TD passes, only 1 interception this year.
A great manager of this offense, and we've said it all season long. This Seattle Mist franchise has yet to have a true franchise quarterback. They think they have one with KK-MATHENY. That is Stevie SCHNOOR. Talking about franchise players, she's the power back they've never really had.
She's got the power, but watch Brittany Demery stands her up and throws her backward. That's hard to do. What a play by Demery.
Demery stopping SCHNOOR for absolutely no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for this Seattle offense. Ball out to the Seattle 15-yard line. MATHENY under center, gonna fake the handoff, rolling right again, looking in the flat, and finding Stevie SCHNOOR. Impressive soft hands for the power back.
What a catch by SCHNOOR out of the backfield. Not a good pass by KK-MATHENY, but she shows what kind of athletic ability. Look at this catch, fingertip, hauls it in, gets underneath the football. Unbelievable play.
That 11-yard reception by SCHNOOR now has the ball out to midfield. A 1st and 10 for the Seattle offense. They've been able to move the ball. We talked about how Vegas has really struggled defensively. They're coming into this game, their overall defense being ranked 5th, only ahead of the Omaha Heart. Again, ball at the 24-yard line of Vegas. That's Jessica Hopkins in motion, inside handoff. And we've got a penalty. Danica Brace carrying for 5 yards. We will see if the carry holds. We've got a penalty, early indications on Vegas. We're going to hear here from head referee Jeremy Hike.
Offsides on the defense, number 13, lining up inside the restricted area, 5 yards from the previous spot, still 1st down.
That penalty going against Brittany Demery. But you can see in the replay, both of the Vegas defenders lined up off sides. You're supposed to have a 3-yard cushion in the LFL. And it looked like Vegas was cheating up quite a bit.
It was 2.5 yards. I think the ref got a little picky there, Mitch. They didn't have to call that one.
Explain that to an offensive coordinator that builds their entire offensive strategy around that 3-yard gap. And if there's one guy that's going to say something to the officials, it's going to be Chris Michelson.
Absolutely.
And here's a deep toss to Bryn Renda, the 5'11" favorite target of KK-MATHENY. That was a 19-yard strike.
Here we go again. Matheny stands strong in the pocket, throws a high ball, and gives Bryn Renda a chance to go up and get it. There was good coverage. Renda just went up and got the football at a tie point.
Renda and Matheny dating back all the way to the Tampa Breeze days, then moving on together with the Jacksonville Breeze and reuniting here in Seattle. So they have had considerable history, and you can see the trust from Matheny just throwing it up, knowing that number 19 is going to come down with it. And that's a handoff, extra point attempt, Jessica Hopkins. And Hopkins barely getting in, but that will extend Seattle's lead to 21-6.
GP, goal line pass.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It worked.
Even though this is KK-MATHENY's only her first season here, they have a great coach-quarterback relationship.
And absolutely, you cannot belabor the point of having a franchise quarterback in the first one ever here in Seattle. Now Vegas going back to work. That's a handoff. Dominique Malloy. Malloy gaining 3 yards on the carry.
Even though Vegas looks kind of choppy tonight, with Malloy in the backfield, she can break it at any time. Actually, a good play by the Seattle defense. We hold her to a few yards, but Malloy is just such a talent. She's fun to watch. I can't wait to see what her career is going to be like here in the LFL.
And that's one of the concerns, is her size. She did get beat up a little bit in the Los Angeles game, nicked up. She's got to put on some weight because this is a very physical up-front defense in the Western Conference between Los Angeles and Seattle.
If they can ever get on the same page, they have not only Malloy, but they got Tamar Fennell also, that was one of the top running backs in the game.
And that is the quick burst of Malloy, but that front line on the defense there to stop her. That's STEVI SCHNOOR and Danica Brace.
Danica Brace, you can't say enough about her. She plays through the whistle every down, every play of her career.
Now a hurry-up offense, inside handoff. The handoff going to Dominique Malloy again. She'll gain 4 yards, and that'll set up a 4th and 3.
I don't know about that call. 3rd and 7, you go right up to get again, right at Danica Brace, and again she comes up big on Malloy.
And Malloy going out of the game. So obviously that's going to limit the number of weapons for Vegas on a crucial 4th and 3 as they're down 21-6 early in this game.
All the pregame hype was about Cindy Cummings and her gun, her arm at quarterback. We haven't seen it tonight.
Now a 4th and 3. That is an inside handoff. Kim Jack, nothing doing. Danica Brace and Lily Cranston smelling it out.
Again, they turn the ball over on downs. It's 4th down. You have one of the best arms in the game, 4 runs in a row, and they give the ball right back to Seattle. Inside handoff, wide inside, give it to Kim Jack, right into Brace again, giving the ball right back to Seattle.
You cannot say enough about number 8. Danica Brace has had an instant impact returning here back to Seattle, where she started her career, where her family resides. She says she's got a sense of comfort in her career now that she's never had prior. And now the Seattle offense going back to work with KK-MATHENY. And Matheny having a strong night here in the first half. A very smart quarterback, mobile, and understands this game as she's entering her 6th season in the LFL. Again from the shotgun, Matheny dropping back, looking over the middle, tossing it up. That was intended for Megan Hansen on a center release play.
Again, I am thoroughly impressed the way KK-MATHENY is staying in the pocket under heavy pressure. She threw it out there. Watch the pressure again. She throws it up there. It's a great pass. Megan Hansen mistimed her jump. Jumped too quick. That should have been a catch.
That was great pressure by Brittany Demery. They picked up Demery in free agency here this past week, and she's already paying dividends for this Vegas defense. Now Matheny goes back to work, 2nd and 10. Ball at the Vegas 21-yard line. That is a right side toss play to SCHNOOR. SCHNOOR finding no opening, and that's Ty Emery, who we talked about in the pregame show, the free agent Aussie pickup, has really contributed to this defense that otherwise has struggled this season.
You know, I gotta hand it to Coach Willie Garrett. He went out every week. He seems to come up with a top free agent from now all over the world. Ty Emery is a player. She's really going to help out this defense.
Now a 3rd and 7 ball at the Las Vegas 18-yard line as we near the 3-minute mark of the first half. Seattle up 21-6. Matheny under center. Looking to the quick flat play, that intended for Jessica Hopkins. Actually, Katie Finling, the rookie, off Finling's hands.
It should have been to Jessica Hopkins. It was a great pass. Finling just missed the ball, misread the read of it, went right through her hands.
Finling, one of those great rookie pickups. They really like her on the defensive side of the ball, and now she's getting reps at wide receiver. Ty Emery in coverage.
Finling's going to be on the defensive side of the ball if she keeps catching balls like that, man.
Good point, Bobby Hugo. 4th and 7. Ball at the Vegas 19-yard line. Matheny back in the shotgun. Again under heavy pressure, looking down the field. And that's Kelly Campbell. The last second tip away. I'm not sure she even knew the ball was there.
This whole play was set up by Brittany Dever. Watch this rush again in the face of KK-MATHENY. Caused her to throw the ball quick, and she looks like she's knocked out. Hope she's okay. Wow, Devery's having a hell of a night.
And you can see there KK-MATHENY favoring her right shoulder. That would be a big loss. That is her throwing arm. Demery putting on the pressure all night. Demery and Kim Jack from the Baltimore Charm, as we said earlier, signed earlier this week. And now Vegas having their opportunity with 2:30 remaining and no timeouts. This is a good test for the young quarterback, SINDY-GUMMINGS. That's a handoff to Malloy, getting to the outside, and Malloy will gain 12 yards.
There's absolutely nothing here. She just has that home run gear. It's another level she gets to. She simply outruns the Seattle defense. Watch this. They have her in the backfield. She stops, bam, goes into 5th gear and makes 12 yards out of absolutely nothing.
When you're running not only the corners but the safeties, that is track star speed. I don't think I've ever seen speed like that. And we are officially at the 2-minute warning. Seattle up 21-6 behind the gutsy play of KK-MATHENY and Ren Renda. Back to LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Hugo. And we go down to the field for a medical report on KK-MATHENY.
We checked with LFL Medical and KK-MATHENY is fine. It's just a stinger. Back to you guys.
Stingers are not easy to handle. In fact, they feel like you got shot in the neck. The good thing is they go away within time. You can see already KK looks okay on the sideline.
Yeah, they could ill afford losing KK-MATHENY. Obviously, that has been the storyline in the Pacific Northwest is the play of number 15, and that is a handoff to Dominique Malloy. Or was that Tamar Fennell? That's the free agent pickup once again from the Toledo Crush. Fennell not able to get to the outside.
Watch Katie Whelan come from the edge here. On the edge, stops Tamar Fennell, which is hard to do. She's a great downhill thumper. She gets after it.
Now a 2nd and 11 for this Vegas offense. Cummings under center. Quick strike in the flat. And the defense all over it. That is Katie Finling. Tamar Fennell just not able to get in an open space.
That's exactly what they tried to do. A quick screen, a tunnel screen outside with 2 blockers downfield. Get the ball to Fennell in space, but she had no chance. As soon as she caught the football, Seattle was all over her.
A great swarming attack by this Seattle defense. And Katie Finling, the rookie corner, impressing early this season. Now a 3rd and 11 ball at the Seattle 21. A little over a minute remaining and no timeouts for this offense. That's a handoff again to Tamar Fennell, not finding any opening. The veteran running back having a really tough time. And you could see a bit of that frustration from Fennell. On the other side of the ball, STEVI, SCHNOOR and company having a good time. as Seattle calls a timeout.
Timeout, Seattle.
They get the ball the second half, but we're in good position, right? All right, let's make them change their game. They're trying to still run the ball, but listen, it's 4th and fucking deep now, okay? You gotta stay the edge, okay?
I like what Coach Michelson is thinking right there, calling the timeout, 4th and long, 4th and 13. We haven't seen anything from SINDY-GUMMINGS tonight. He's thinking get the ball back and score some points.
Ball now at the Seattle 23-yard line. And here comes the blitz from Seattle over the middle. And that's SINDY-GUMMINGS finding the rookie Brittany Henderson.
This ball might have hit the ground. A great pass by Cummings, right on the money. The ball came out. Her knee was down. It's going to be a close call if they challenge that.
And we have the challenge flag. Seattle going to challenge that that was a reception.
So you're challenging the ruling on the plays. Okay.
Head referee Jeremy Hike on the call.
Seattle is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch. Timeout.
That is indeed the challenge from Seattle, as the ball appeared to maybe have hit the ground. Head coach Chris Michelson hoping to have a little more luck than Willie Garrett of Vegas did earlier. What do you think, Bobby? That ball hit the ground?
The ball hit the ground, but I think her knee was down before. Knee's down right there. That's a catch. Then the ball came out and touched. I think they're going to give it to Vegas.
Yeah, that looked like maybe the ground caused a fumble. You can't see it from that angle, but from the first angle, you could see that she had possession.
The ruling on the field stands as called. The player possessed the ball with her knee on the ground, then forearm to the ground. 1st and 10, Las Vegas. Seattle will be charged their second timeout.
And we had it right up here. That looked like a reception. A big play for this Vegas offense is now they'll have the ball inside the Seattle 8. That's SINDY-GUMMINGS back in the shotgun. Looking over the middle, a dangerous pass. Deflected by Megan Hansen and intended for, it looked like, Cynthia Schmidt.
Definitely running the wrong routes right there. Schmidt got kicked in the head by our own player. Kia Ramos, watch this, she knees her right in the head. Definitely a wrong route by Ramos and miscommunication. You mentioned that early in the game. A lot of new players on this SIN roster, and it showed right there.
There's a look at Cynthia Schmidt. We talked about her also in the pregame show. She has got to break through, has all the physical tools, just has not been able to connect with Cummings this year. And Cummings just simply getting rid of that ball. Preserving the time, 35.5 seconds remaining in the first half. No timeouts for Vegas, so they've got to try to work the end zone. Ball remains at the Seattle 8. Cummings in the backfield alongside Tamar Fennell. Fakes the handoff to Fennell, looking over the middle. Intended for Kia Ramos. And I have no idea why Ramos is such an integral part of this offense.
I totally agree. It's nothing against Kia Ramos, but when you have Cynthia Schmidt on the outside, arguably the top receiver in the league, you're not even going after her.
Or a Dominique Malloy or Tamar Fennell. Those are your real keys. I could even make an argument for Brittany Henderson ahead of Kia Ramos. Now a 4th and goal. They're going to work the flat to Tamar Fennell, finding a seam and breaking tackles is Tamar Fennell. And that is exactly what this young roster needed as they crawl back into this game.
Great call, man-to-man coverage inside the 10-yard line. You got Fennell out in the flat, one-on-one coverage. And as we mentioned before, she used to be one of the top backs in the LFL. You get her in space, and she is tough to bring down. She's got great speed and great power. Shown it all right there.
A wicked stiff arm on Megan Hansen at the end. Tamar Fennell is one of those players that plays well beyond her size. And now she's brought her Vegas team right back into this game. And here's the extra point attempt again to Tamar Fennell. And that makes this a one-score game. Vegas now 13, Seattle 21.
Hard to believe. Vegas has not played good tonight at all, but here it is, halftime, they're only 1 score down. Amazing.
Now under 30 seconds remain. Seattle does have a timeout in a very high-powered offense. We'll see what KK-MATHENY can do here in the final seconds of the first half. Ball at the Seattle 15-yard line. From the shotgun, Matheny looking to the right flat, finding SCHNOOR, and SCHNOOR able to get out of bounds. That pass and catch went for 8 yards. SCHNOOR and Kelly Campbell having a few words.
Watch this sidearm fling out there by KK-MATHENY in the flat. You get Stevie SCHNOOR one-on-one on Kelly Campbell. Great tackle by Campbell, but they're talking a little trash. You can talk trash, Mitch, as long as you back it up.
Now a 2nd and 2, ball advanced to the 23. 17 seconds, plenty of time to take a shot at the end zone. They're gonna work the flats and almost intercepted. That could have gone for 6 the other direction. Kia Ramos from the DN position.
That's why you don't throw the ball to Kia Ramos on offense. She's got hands like feet. This should be 6 points. Catch the ball, run it in for a score.
That looked like that was outstretched a bit, but absolutely, that is a dangerous looking pass from KK-MATHENY. Usually the veteran will make a better decision in that spot. Again, ball at the 23. That is a high motion play. That looks like Renda trying to get to the outside and now throwing it down the field. Hopkins had it in the end zone, could not come up with it.
Great call by Coach Michelson. They bring Renda around. She's got a gun. She slings it out here to a wide open Jessica Hopkins with good hands. She simply dropped the football. Should have been points for Seattle. Wow.
A great call by Chris Michelson as that defense was pressing up and nobody stayed with Jessica Hopkins. A golden opportunity lost for this offense, but you could see how quickly they could strike. Now a 4th and 2 play. Ball remains at the 23, and this is a simple dive play to Stevie SCHNOOR. I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't know why you don't take a shot at the end zone there.
Totally agree. When you have a quarterback like KK-MATHENY, let her take a shot in the end zone. You have great receivers, some of the best, and you don't even throw them to them.
And that officially brings us to halftime. It has been a competitive game. Seattle up 21-13.
You are not a championship team when you don't make the fucking plays that you have to make. You're a rookie. So should you sit the bench the whole fucking year? Then play like a veteran. I give you your time. When you get your number called, step the fuck up. Block somebody, 13. Please. She's on her ass all fucking game. Why? We don't want to block. We just want to be out there, post on Facebook that we're fucking playing. Dig deep and want this shit.
A focused and rather concerned Chris Michelson inside the Seattle Mist locker room at halftime. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Hugo. Bobby, your kind of first half of football here. A lot of fireworks.
2 great offenses. I love this kind of show. For Vegas, it was their home run hitter, Dominique Malloy. She averaged over 8 yards per carry. Solid first half. Now for Seattle, their workhorse, running back Stevie SCHNOOR, she only carried the ball 3 times in the first half. She needs a lot more touches in the second half so they can avoid that upset.
Yeah, and they did get some scoring, some points on the first half of this one at 21-13, and it started early with Seattle. It was KK-MATHENY finding Stevie SCHNOOR on this 9-yard touchdown pass, giving Seattle an early 7-0 lead. Seattle struck again in the first, this time on the defensive side of the ball, with Katie Whelan recovering a fumble for a touchdown, extending Seattle's lead to 14-0. With only 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Vegas Sin finally got on the board in impressive fashion, with rookie phenom Dominique Malloy getting to the outside, turning on the afterburners for a 35-yard touchdown run. Then early in the second, it was the Seattle air attack once again. This time, Matheny finding her favorite target, Renda, on a 19-yard touchdown pass as Seattle took a decisive 21-6 lead. Then Vegas answered late. This time it was the free agent pickup, Tamar Fennell, scoring on an 8-yard touchdown pass from SINDY-GUMMINGS. That brings us to our halftime score of 21-13 and officially brings us to the end of halftime festivities. As the teams return to the field, we get you ready for the last 20 minutes of football. Kickoff is next. Back to second half action, and before we get started, let's take a look at the starting quarterbacks.
KK-MATHENY had a solid first half, 6 out of 12, 2 touchdown passes. SINDY-GUMMINGS, not great stats, 3 out of 9, 1 TD, but really didn't have a chance to show off her arm.
The one opportunity Cummings had before the half, she did deliver, guiding her team down the field. Now we go to Audra Marie, who's with Willie Garrett.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Coach Garrett. Coach, you seem to not be enjoying the officiating tonight. Are you frustrated by it?
Well, clearly that there's been some mistakes in the officiating, but you know, in this league, you know, maybe it was an uncatchable ball, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. There have been some things that we've seen and the fans have seen, but you know what? It's football. Things happen. They can't catch everything, but I got a good eye. I can see, and I saw some things. And everybody, and even now the people on Fuse TV saw some things. Bobby Hugo saw some things. Tell me, Bobby, what do you think? Okay, so that's what I'm just trying to say. You know, I'm not gonna, but I know the more that I get at them, the more they're gonna call more penalties on me. So I don't want to put that on my team. I got to keep my composure as well. So, you know, it's a good half of football. We're looking for another great half of football after this.
I hear you, Coach Garrett. There was a lot of questionable calls out there. The Zebras, they're laughing about it, but Coach Garrett is going to be all over them in the second half.
Definitely some questionable calls on both sides of the ball. But referees are just like us. They're going to make their mistakes at any level of football. But ultimately, it's going to come down to the players, and we've got one heck of a ball game. Now Lily Cranston getting us underway. A nice high, deep end-to-end around kick that sails out of the back of the end zone. And Vegas will take over at the 15-yard line.
We spoke about how Las Vegas, I don't know how, but they're in this ball game, and they're known to be a quick strike offense. Let's see if SINDY-GUMMINGS can pull something out here.
Again, I think the targets really should be Dominique Malloy, Tamar Fennell, Brittany Henderson, and Cynthia Schmidt. They have the horses. That's an inside handoff. Dominique Malloy getting away from the defense. I don't think her knee ever hit. And that is what the officials are calling. That should be a score.
Dominique Malloy, she is like lightning in a bottle. Watch the athleticism on this. It looks like she's down. Looks like Granson has her down, but she actually fell on top of her and gets up. Watch this cut. She finds a hole. Looks like Granson thinks she has her down right there. She falls on top, somehow gets up, regains her balance, and scores a 35-yard touchdown. Wow.
You could see from the replay, Malloy's knee never made contact with the ground. And obviously the officials did not blow the play dead. And just like that, Vegas is right back in this game. Here's a one-point attempt, which is kind of puzzling. And they don't convert with Dominique Malloy. You're down by 2 there. I'm not sure why you don't go for a 2-point conversion unless you feel there's a lot of time left still.
That is exactly the point. There is a full second half, 2 quarters left. But I'll tell you what, Chris Michelson right now, this Seattle Miss team, they got to be in shock. They've totally outplayed Las Vegas, and here it is, they're only up 2 points.
When you've got a home run hitter like Dominique Malloy, I don't think you're ever out of a ball game.
They're fun to watch. When they're on, they are a fun team to watch. Let's see if KK-MATHENY can answer that touchdown.
Ball now at the Vegas 19-yard line. Matheny under center, quick screen play. They're going to try that same reverse down the field, and they connect this time. That to Danica Brace, one of the better set of hands on the team, comes down with that 16-yard reception.
I'm going to tell you what, these Seattle wide receivers can throw the football. Katie Fingling throws a dart on the money down the field for a huge game from Seattle. We saw Bryn Renda, now Katie Findling taking the heat and throwing the ball.
And did you see who applied the pressure? That was Brittany Demery again. She's been all over the backfield of Seattle tonight. Another quick strike, this time to STEVI SCHNOOR. And SCHNOOR gains 6 yards.
They have this play open all night long. KK-MATHENY continues to hit STEVI SCHNOOR in the flat. And when you give her the ball in open space, she is really, really tough to bring down.
I like how Seattle's opened up this offense. We've talked about it for years, how Chris Michelson, legendary playbook of Chris Michelson. There's over 100 plays from multiple formations, and we're seeing a bit of that tonight. And he said when we talked to him earlier in the week in the production meeting, the only reason he's able to open up that playbook is because he finally has a cerebral quarterback like KK-MATHENY.
Coach Michelson told me he doesn't like to show all his plays unless he has to.
And we've got another toss play to SCHNOOR. Now on the left side, that'll be enough for a Seattle first down. First and goal at the Vegas 7-yard line.
Coach Michelson keeps calling this sweep play. The corners are not coming off the edge. There's nobody out there, and they have 2 lead blockers. Watch Danica Brace destroy Tamar Fennell, throw her into the wall. And Tamar Fennell is an all-fantasy player. It's hard to do.
Now a first and goal for this Seattle offense. They have answered, absolutely answered Vegas's drive before the half. And they've got a lot of weapons, Bobby.
From top to bottom, I don't think there's a more talented roster in the LFL.
They've definitely put some points up, but surprisingly enough, they're ranked number 5 offensively right now in yardage. Matheny from the shotgun, that's Hopkins in motion, rolling right, looking over the middle, and Lucy Hall, the free safety in coverage.
Blanket coverage by Hall, good play by her, but KK-MATHENY misread that whole play. Should not have thrown it in like that. She's lucky Hall didn't turn around and pick that ball off.
Hall was a little out of position and perhaps got lucky with her hand up. We saw that in the first half with Kelly Campbell of Vegas. So Seattle certainly not shy at taking shots at the end zone. They talked about coming into this game that secondary of Vegas is very untested. And certainly Los Angeles had some success against them. Now a second and goal. Matheny under center. That's a toss right play. Lily Granston getting to the outside. And Granston will pick up 3 yards.
Bryn Renda, I think she's going to get called on the outside. She had a stalk block set up, but totally yanked down the defender. Should be against them.
During the run, holding number 19 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
You called it, Bobby. That penalty's on number 19, Bryn Renda.
For the first time all night, watch, there was an attack coming there by Kelly Campbell. She was there, but Bryn Renda pretty much grabbed her, pulled her out of the way. Good call by the refs.
It remains second and goal for Seattle. A little over 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Only 2 points separating these Western Conference rivals. And now there's Matheny again looking to the right side. Great defensive play by Kim Jack. And we haven't seen that before where Kim Jack drops off in coverage.
Great play by Kim Jack. Good coverage by Kelly Campbell. KK-MATHENY again, she's not looking sharp this drive. Throws it right into coverage. Triple coverage over there. She tried to sneak it in. Kim gets up there. Kelly Campbell would have picked it off if she didn't. Not a good play by KK-MATHENY.
Now a third and goal. Kelly Campbell trying to urge this home crowd. Not really a home crowd as Vegas is actually playing in Ontario, California this year as their arena goes under renovation. Now a third and goal play from the eye. Fakes the handoff, rolling right. Matheny back of the end zone, wide open. That's Megan Hansen on the center release play. And Hansen, one of the aces thus far in the first half of the season.
Now this looks like the old Seattle offense we come to love. Play action, everybody goes left. You slip out Megan Hansen, nobody accommodates for her in the secondary, wide open. Good call by Coach Michelson, a great throw by KK-MATHENY.
And just like that, Seattle's back up 8 points. And you can see Matheny still favoring that right shoulder. Reports from the field where they were just a simple stinger. But obviously that could linger. We'll see if that has an effect here toward the end of the game. 1-point conversion now for Seattle. They love their toss play. That's not going to get there. Lily Granston stopped by Tamar Fennell.
It looked like Seattle had the numbers outside to block this, but a great play. Shedding the blocker. Tamar Fennell comes up and stops them short.
Seattle with an impressive 7-play, 35-yard drive, going up by 8 once again. And that will bring us to a break. Dominique Malloy and the Vegas Sin showing signs of life. Back back to third quarter action, LFL football night. Bobby Hugo, Mitch Mortaza, and Audra Marie in an 8-point game in the Western Conference. Seattle Mist trying to extend their record to 2-1 while Vegas tries to get their first win of the season. Now a handoff to Tamar Fennell, and Fennell has not been able to break through tonight except for the one score. She'll gain a yard on the carry.
What a play by Lily Granson, coming from the safety position, jumped Fennell before she had a chance to turn up the field. I think Vegas has got to go back to the arm of Cindy Cummings to get back in this game. They have great running backs, granted, but they need to throw the football.
Now a 2nd and 9 play, ball at the Vegas 16-yard line. Cummings remains in the shotgun. Fakes the inside handoff, looking down the middle. Nearly picked off by Jessica Hopkins. Hopkins, not a great night, dropping the end zone touchdown, and now the sure pick.
Watch Hopkins close on this football. Not a bad pass, was going to be on the money, but it should have been picked. And Jessica Hopkins, known for her hands, that could have been 6 points if she pulled that in.
Hopkins now in her 6th season with the Seattle Mist. By far the longest tenured player. And obviously she's in search of her first championship.
What's up with her hands tonight? That's twice.
Yeah, I've never seen that from Jessica Hopkins. Again from the shotgun, Vegas looking down the field. Dominique Malloy had no idea that ball was even in the air. A little miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. Jessica Hopkins in coverage.
You can see that Malloy is a running back and not a receiver. She broke the coverage, but the ball was delivered early. She didn't even look up and find the football. She put her hand up, but she never put her eyes up.
Definitely not on the same page with the rookie running back.
Hey, this is the stop we need right here. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, guys. Stop here.
Head coach Chris Michelson urging his defense on, knowing if they can get a stop here, they'll get some pretty good field position. A vital 4th down play here for Vegas, looking down the field, right side. Cynthia Schmidt getting behind the defense and dropping a sure touchdown.
I think the dropsies are spreading. Unbelievable pass by Cindy Cummings, right on the money. Again, we talked about Jessica Hopkins. Now Cynthia Schmidt, again, a great athlete known for her great hands, drops a short touchdown. That's a game changer. That would have put Vegas right back in the ball game. Instead of having a touchdown or at least a ball deep in Seattle territory, Seattle gets the ball back. Wow.
Ball will be at the 16-yard line of Vegas, so a huge turnaround there. To your point, that could have basically tied this ball game. Now this Vegas defense will have to dig deep as they are backed up.
Now what?
Try to keep this game within a 1-score sequence. But that's going to be tough against KK-MATHENY in this high-powered offense. Ball now at the Vegas 16. MATHENY under center. Inside handoff, Stevie SCHNOOR breaking through arm tackles and getting in the end zone. What a run by the Canadian. Stevie SCHNOOR on a 16-yard touchdown.
That's what you get when you have Stevie SCHNOOR. You're hoping just to run some clock off, give her the ball, but she's breaking like 3 or 4 tackles. Basic dive up the middle. She breaks 4 tackles. One of them is Tamar Fennell. Unbelievable run by Stevie SCHNOOR. And what a game changer. You have to hold your serve in this league. And that drop by Cynthia Schmidt was humongous. Instead of being a tie ball game, now Seattle's up 2 scores.
Now Seattle going for the 1-point conversion. Toss left play, Stevie SCHNOOR. And SCHNOOR getting in. Seattle extending their lead now 34-19. And what a turnaround, Bobby. If it weren't for that Cynthia Schmidt drop, this would have been a completely different ball game.
What's the old saying? Big players make big plays in big ball games. This is a key Western Conference game. Cynthia Schmidt doesn't come up with a play. Stevie SCHNOOR does.
That is what separates the superstars from the average players in this league. Now Schmidt in motion from the shotgun. Inside handoff, Dominique Malloy. And I think they watched the little game film at halftime. They are not going to let number 15 beat them anymore.
It does take the entire team to bring her down, though. We saw that in her touchdown run. Everybody thought she was down. She just falls on somebody, gets up. Watch this. Watch her power. We talk about her speed. It takes 3 Seattle players to finally bring her down.
And she still tried to break to the outside. An impressive young lady.
That is the end of the third quarter. Timeout.
That officially brings us to the end of the third quarter. It has been all Seattle and Stevie SCHNOOR. Back for the final 10 minutes of football. It has been a beauty here in the Western Conference, although Seattle now extending their lead 34-19.
I don't think there's any question for Las Vegas to get back in this game. It's going to come on that quarterback's arm right there, Cindy Gummings. She has to throw the ball deep. She's throwing the ball great now. They're just not catching it.
A 2nd and 11 for this Vegas offense from the shotgun handoff. That handoff went to Tamar Fennell. And Fennell gains 4 yards on the carry. Plenty of time still remaining in this ball game, and Vegas does have both of their timeouts. Now a 3rd and 7 ball at the Vegas 18. Cummings under center. And we've got a pair of players in motion. That should have been a penalty. Fakes the handoff, looking right side, left side, flat. And that is to Kim Jack, the free agent from Baltimore. It's still a little baffling as to why they're going to Kia Ramos and Kim Jack, both very slow tight ends.
Great point. Kim Jack, they're trying to fool people, I think, but it's the fourth quarter. She fumbles the football. They got lucky getting the ball back, but great point, Mitch. You have Maloy and you have Tamar Fennell and you got Cynthia Schmidt, and you're throwing the ball to Kim Jack.
Timeout. Las Vegas, first timeout of the game.
You can't just come up and fucking hit somebody and think they're gonna fall. Wrap up! You guys, you got 9 fucking minutes to give away this game or to close it. What are you gonna fucking do? You gotta fill the gap!
Come on, baby.
God damn it!
Head coach Chris Michelson upset at his defense. Vegas is going to have to show some life here.
Hey, if she moves forward as someone else, that is an illegal procedure in any league.
No, it's not.
She not forward. The outside girl went like this. What's the... What? That's okay, I'll watch the film. I'll correct you guys like I did last time, and you didn't know the extra point was supposed to be returned. Read the rule book, we'll be good. We'll be good. If she moves forward, it's a legal procedure, period. It's period.
Coach Michelson has a great point right there. You can do a double shift, but when somebody can move forward, it's 2 people in motion at the same time. He has a great point. He's right on. The referees were wrong.
Now a 4th and 1 play. I don't want to be overly dramatic, but this is pretty key for Vegas. With a little under 9 minutes remaining now, and the Vegas defense has not been able to stop the Seattle offense. Now from under center, handoff. They're going to go to their ace, Dominique Malloy. Malloy getting the 1 yard and then some. In fact, Malloy carries for 11 yards.
Great call. We need 1 yard. One-on-one, you're not going to get Malloy down. She does that jump cut better than anyone. First down for Las Vegas.
Now a 1st and 10 ball at the Seattle 15-yard line. And Vegas still has a bit of life left in them here. A 1st and 10. You could see Danica brace. That is the heart of a Lion, trying to encourage that defense. And on the opposite side, you've got the young gun, Sydney Cummings. These are the types of matchups you love to watch here in the LFL.
And we've seen Cummings have some awesome comebacks. Let's see if she can do it tonight.
Cummings drop back to pass, little dump off to Kia Ramos. And again, we have no idea why number 4 is part of this passing tree. Does not have the movement and does not have the hands.
That was just a desperation pass by Cindy Cummings. She had heat on her by Katie Whelan. She just tried to make something out of nothing. Ramos wasn't ready and dropped the ball.
Now a 2nd and 10 for this offense. Sydney Cummings taking a lot of time in the huddle. As we said, there are a lot of new additions to that roster. So that Vegas offense struggling a little bit to get the calls in and get to the line of scrimmage. Now a a 2nd and 10 play. That is an end-around reverse to Schmidt. Schmidt finding an opening and loses the ball. The ball is loose.
Seattle ball, Seattle ball.
And you can hear they're saying Seattle ball. That looks like Stevie Schnoor at the bottom of the pile. What a turnover.
Typical Cynthia.
Danica Brace talking trash to her ex-teammate, Cynthia Schmidt. Cynthia Schmidt is not having a good night. She dropped that touchdown pass. Here's a great call, a reverse. There's a wide open hole there. Stevie Schnoor strips her and then comes back and recovers the football. You got to tuck the football away. I know she's trying to make yardage, but hold it way out like a loaf of bread. Wow, what a play by Stevie Schnoor.
And you can see number 18 is absolutely dejected. We talked about it as part of the pregame show. So much hype around her in the offseason. She is just not delivered for this Vegas team.
She has all the talent in the world, but in huge games like this, you have to come up and make big plays.
A 1st and 10 pitch play to Stevie Schnoor. And now not only does Vegas have their opponent in the Seattle missed, but also the game clock as we are nearing the 6-minute mark.
We're going to see a lot of this. Trying to run some clock down, you give the ball to Stevie Schnoor. There's nobody better than getting 5-6 yards of pop and controlling the football and moving the ball down the field.
If this Vegas team has any chance at this game, they have got to get a strip or a 4 and out here. Knowing that, I'm sure Coach Michelson, to your point, Bobby, is going to look to run the ball here. Matheny under center, sending Jessica Hopkins in motion. That is a Y inside handoff. The handoff to Danica Brace. And Brace gaining 14 yards. She has been absolutely clutch tonight.
You have big backs like this. I wouldn't call her back, a tight end, but it's a Y inside, misdirection, great blocking outside by wide receivers. I mean, it's just you can pound the ball all the way down the field, run clock out, and you have a great game manager in KK-MATHENY. Right now, Coach Michelson is just going to do what he does, control the clock, and move down the football field.
A 1st and 10 now, ball moved up to the Vegas 23-yard line. And absolutely no hurry from this offense now, as Matheny and company will look to milk this clock. From the shotgun, Matheny observing the defense, watching that play clock run down. Now looking down the right side, dump off. That is to Stevie Schnoor. And speaking of clutch, Schnoor really getting comfortable in this offense. So much comfortable. You'll see there that Danica Brace has nicknamed her the Bull, and she's playing like one tonight.
She is absolutely a bull right here. This is a dangerous pass out in the flat. There was coverage there. Great pass by KK-MATHENY to put it the only place Stevie Schnoor could catch it. We can throw a flat pass like that, it could be 6 the other way.
2nd and 7 now. The clock continuing to run. We are nearing 4 minutes. Vegas will have 1 timeout, and they can stop it obviously at the 2-minute mark. Outside of that, this defense cannot allow Seattle to just march down the field. 2nd and 7, ball at the 20. Matheny from the shotgun, looking down the field to Bren Renda. Had her behind the defense, just missing her.
Coach Chris Michelson going for the jugular, not trying to run the clock down. KK-MATHENY, she had her favorite target, Bren Renda, open, just overthrew her. Should have been 6 points right there for Seattle.
But that's one of the luxuries of the LFL. Even if he throws the ball outside of 2 minutes, the clock will continue to run, so it really plays to Seattle's favor here.
She put it into place. I know it was overthrown, but it wasn't underthrown. Underthrown, you can get picked. Should have been a touchdown, though. She was open.
3rd and 7 play now. Ball remains at the 20-yard line. Matheny in this offense in no hurry to get the snap. As Matheny looks over that defense. Another handoff to Schnoor again. And Schnoor gaining 5 yards. A little late hit there by Brittany Demery. Obviously, you can see the frustration from Vegas.
Frustration, but there's still 3 minutes left, and this is a quick strike offense.
That's too much weight to drop, homie. That'll break a back.
Danica Brace referencing Brittany Demery.
After the play, personal foul, number 13 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
And they caught Brittany Demery. You could see she absolutely, would you call that a twerk? I'm not sure if that's a twerk. I'm out of that generation, Bobby, so I'm not even sure what a twerk is.
It's either a twerk or a wrestling move. Either way, it's a penalty.
And it's a massive penalty. That was a 3rd and 7. Now Seattle 1st and goal inside the 7. Again, a lack of discipline by Vegas as the team is starting to become unraveled here late in the 4th quarter. 1st and goal, ball at the 7. That's STEVI SCHNOOR in motion, bad snap. And Matheny able to get on the ball. That could have been disaster for Seattle and exactly what Vegas needed. But Matheny recovers.
This could have been a disaster for Seattle. SCHNOOR came in motion. The snap's too early, hits her in the hip. KK-MATHENY, being the athlete she is, has a heads-up play and falls on the football.
Timeout, Las Vegas. That is their first timeout.
The interesting there, Bobby, was Casey Carter was at center for Seattle, not Megan Hansen.
Very interesting. I don't know why coaches do that. The center position is one of the most key positions in football. You can't keep changing the center.
And we saw Megan Hansen have some problems, but she is still considered an all-fantasy type center. There she is having a little fun with her head coach. But that's something to keep your eye on. Casey Carter at center. I'm not sure she's going to give you the same advantage that Megan Hansen would. Or it could be also that this game is somewhat out of hand and Coach Michelson wants to get a look at more players.
I don't know, there's still 2:16 left in the game, and inside 4 minutes you can try onside kicks. This game's not over yet.
And we are nearing the 2-minute mark. 2nd and goal, ball at the 12-yard line. Handoff to STEVI SCHNOOR. And SCHNOOR gaining 6 yards. This Vegas defense cannot stop number 2.
Kelly Campbell was there. That's how strong STEVI SCHNOOR is. Campbell had her around the legs and she carried him for 4 yards.
That will bring us to the 2-minute warning with Seattle in firm control. Back to LFL football night, and next week we venture out to the Pacific Northwest. It's the Los Angeles Temptation versus the Seattle Mist, a pair of teams that have put on a couple classic games this season.
I am really impressed with Michelle Angel. She replaced Ashley Salerno at quarterback, and she's got the cockiness, she's got the attitude, she's got the talent to lead LA as well as Salerno did.
Whenever you get an injury, that is an opportunity for someone else to step up, and Michelle Angel has done just that in Los Angeles. Now a 3rd and goal play. Matheny under center and probably going to hand it off here to SCHNOOR as Vegas has no answer for her. That's going to be a right side toss to SCHNOOR. She's going to try to stay in bounds, but they practically toss her over the boards. That should stop the clock, but SCHNOOR did gain 3 yards.
We talk about STEVI SCHNOOR as a power back. One-on-one right there against Tamara Fennell. She did the jump cut, which I've never seen her do. I didn't know she had that in her arsenal, but went right around Tamara Fennell.
Now a 4th and goal. If Vegas has any opportunity in this game, they have got to get a stop here. Seattle scores here, this game is over. If Vegas can get a stop, they stay alive with just under 2 minutes remaining. Now we've got a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Seattle. That is their first timeout.
Offensive coordinator Chris Michelson wants to get on the same page as his quarterback. And in fact, we've had Michelson mic'd up tonight. Let's listen in.
Fucking A, that's wide open. Son of a bitch. Lily! Wake the fuck up! What happened? You don't fucking goddamn handle a ball like this. If you don't know how to fucking run the ball, you'll be out and sitting fucking watching the whole game on defense and offense. You ready to play today?
Yes. Then wake up!
You're let them right back in this fucking game. You personally. Well, you tell me how you want me to run the fucking game to make sure you're okay. This is a football game. We don't play your rules anymore. It's my fucking rules. Guys are so fucking lost out there. Oh, it drives me crazy.
What an intense competitor. You would not know that he was the head coach of the team that's been up this entire game.
The players love him. You would think of the opposite, the way he lays into them, but they really respect him and learn the game of football. They love to play football for this guy.
Now a 4th and goal. If Vegas has any shot, they have got to get a stop here. From the shotgun, Matheny rolling right under heavy pressure. And incomplete, one-hopped it to Stevie Schnoor. So the Vegas defense holds when it absolutely had to.
Watch the blitz by Ty Emery. She comes in, nobody touches her, lays out KK-MATHENY and makes her underthrow the football. This game's not over. We've seen this quarterback, Cindy Cummings, do this before. This is gonna be fun.
Little under 2 minutes remaining, absolutely no timeouts. And they've got to go to the length of the field, throwing down the seam. And that should be interference, and there are the flags, as Megan Hansen was all over Dominique Malloy.
Dominique Malloy with that blazing speed, that could have been a touchdown, but a bad pass by Cindy Cummings. They got the interference call, though.
Pass interference, defense, number 17. 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
That is a clutch first down. That's a spot penalty, so that means that'll advance the ball to the 20 of Seattle.
Great call by Coach Willie Garrett. Yeah, world-class speed with Malloy going against Megan Hansen. There is no way she can cover her one-on-one.
And the officials will mark it at the 20. That's the point of the infraction.
Hey, it's a 10-yard penalty!
Coach Michelson does not think that's the rule. But the officials got that one right. It is 1st and 10 now. Here comes the challenge flag from Michelson. And to the back of the end zone, Dominique Malloy. A diving catch. How about that for the Phenom rookie? She has absolutely shown us a bit of everything tonight.
Hey, that's a 10-yard penalty! How many times are you gonna fuck this up? Last week it was 2 points. Okay. This is a 10-yard penalty!
Okay, regardless.
No, it's not regardless. They're back at 13. Well, I want you to pull your head out of your ass.
Here we go.
Fucking idiots!
Coach Michelson is not correct on this call.
I
it's
know.
A spot penalty.
This fucking official crew is the worst fucking... They are the dumbest sons of bitches ever.
Coach Michelson, not a fan of these officials, but watch this catch by Dominique Malloy. She's on the ground, somehow regains her composure, jumps up, and makes an insane catch for a touchdown.
God damn it.
Coach Michelson still reeling from that call. And now the all-important extra point. Cummings under center, a bit of confusion. Cummings retains possession, finding Kim Jack, and somehow Vegas converts and stays alive. This becomes a one-score game now.
Watch the improvision right here. It's supposed to be a handoff to Brianna Whitney. She doesn't take it, somehow gets the ball to Kim Jack. Wow.
And now that'll set up the onside kick by Las Vegas. They're only down by 8 here with 1:26, so that is plenty of time. And you got to think the hands team for Seattle here. Who do you think you send out there, Bobby?
Well, you have to send out Jessica Hopkins, Britt Renda, even KK-MATHENY. You got to have all your best athletes you have to put out there. I don't think they'll put KK out there, but this is going to be interesting.
I'd take a shot here at Jessica Hopkins. She's had a tough night. And here's Tamar Fennell on the onside kick in the ball game. Good high kick. And guess who caught it? Stevie Schnoor. And what a game Schnoor has had.
Instead of waiting for the football, she comes up and attacks the football. If it would have gone 10 yards, they would have smashed her before she caught it.
Green Bay fans envious of that.
Don't give them their $20 check. They can't be earning more than that shit. What's the minimum wage rate down here? They're fucking half of that.
Coach Michelson still hot at the officials.
You better go back to Pee Wee, buddy.
Encouraging the referees to go back to training.
Is this on a major network? Motherfuckers, that's all they're here for.
He better hope he does not get this crew down the line. I'm pretty sure they watch Fuse and they'll be a little upset with this game.
That group is not going to dinner together tonight. Wow.
They ain't gonna call no offsides. They ain't pulled their flag out their ass all game.
I think we should just put a camera on Chris Michelson and mic him up, and that could be the entire broadcast.
This is a winning coach right now. Just think when he loses.
Yeah. Or if you're going to date his daughter.
Wow. Don't.
That is a fiery competitor. It does not get better than Chris Michelson. And now his team's going to move to 2-1. A first-place tie with the Los Angeles Temptation. And boy, does that set up a matchup on Friday, July 3rd in the Pacific Northwest. We'll have it for all the Fuse fans on July 10th. KK-MATHENY under center now. And that should do it here for us.
It's smart football. If you guys were ever winning, you know.
Danica Brace continuing to jaw at her old team. And Brittany Demery had a good night outside of that one unsportsmanlike call.
Everyone, good job. That's how you win, okay? It's always sucky to be on that side. That's why we don't want to be on that side.
It is. You get bitter
It
and
sucks.
shit.
It sucks.
Danica Brace knowing what it was like to lose some ball games from her previous Vegas Sin career. Obviously very happy to be wearing the neon green now in Seattle.
This win sets up the game of KK-MATHENY's career. I cannot wait to see her go head-to-head against Los Angeles and Michelle Angel.
And that will bring us officially to the end. It was an absolute aggressive, brutal game. Seattle making the plays when they had to and advancing to 2-1. For Bobby Huco, Audra Marie, our producer Connor Schofield, this is Mitch Mortaza, and we will see you next week on LFL Football Night.